I'm Elizabeth at A Literary Princess. If you are new here, welcome. I'm a fifth-year PhD candidate in English literature with a focus on Victorian women novelists. And as you might expect, I love to read. Today I have a tag video for you. This is the Stay Gold tag created by the Mild Rumpus. And I was tagged in this like 4 weeks ago and I'm just getting to it now. I actually filmed a version of it and then, I don't know, I didn't like how it came out, so I'm refilming it. Yeah. So this tag is based around one of my favorite middle school books. This is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. Stay Gold is a line from the book and is also a reference to the Robert Frost poem, Nothing Gold Can Stay. I loved this book when I was in middle school. We had to read it for 8th grade and it was 8th grade summer reading and it like made a really big impact on me. I loved it so much. I read all the rest of Hinton's work and the movie is phenomenal. Highly recommend the movie. It's got some really amazing actors in it. Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise is in it. A bunch of other people. I think Emilio Estevez, like a lot of like 80s names. Highly recommend if you haven't seen it. It's such a good film. And the book is so good. If you somehow have not read this book, go read this book. And apparently it's now a Broadway musical. I'm not sure how that works. I would love if anybody has gone to see it to tell me how does it work? Is it any good? How do they manage that? I'm curious. But yeah, so when the Mild Rumpus tagged me in this, I was rather excited because getting to just kind of think about, I mean, the questions aren't about the outsiders, but the prompts are like the characters and some other major things. So it was just kind of fun. So thank you to the Mild Rumpus for tagging me. Let's jump in. Prompt number 1, Ponyboy Curtis. Share some booktubers who have been especially supportive of your channel. So the first one I have to, of course, mention is Cade from over at Books and Things. Cade gave me a shout out, I think 2 Victobers ago, that resulted in a lot of people viewing my channel and subscribing. And that was just so lovely. Thank you so much, Cade. She is one of my favorite booktubers. So when she gave me that shout out, I was like, ah! Because she's one of the first booktubers I ever watched and somebody who inspired me to create my channel. And then the other channel I would like to mention is Shelly Swearingen, who I think might have also given me a shout out in a video at some point, but she also actually had me on her channel. And I will link that. We talked about Mrs. Dalloway. So thank you so much to those two. And then I would like to mention 2 people who do not have channels, but who are regular commenters. And that would be Joe Smith and Denisa Dellinger, whose name I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. They comment on almost all of my videos, and I'm just so grateful to you both for sticking around here, watching and commenting. Thank you. Number 2, Darry Curtis. Share a channel that has inspired or somehow influenced your channel. So of course I just mentioned Cade from Books and Things, and because she is big on Victorian literature, she was obviously a huge inspiration for me. But the channel that actually finally made me be like, okay, I'm gonna make a booktube channel, was Kate File, who is no longer making videos. And I think her channel changed to Kate Reads. But I actually knew Kate in real life. She was at the same university as me. She was starting her master's program the same year I started my PhD program. So through being in classes with her, I learned about her channel and I was like, oh, because I was watching some BookTube at that point. So I looked her up and really enjoyed her videos. I was like, I had thought about starting a channel before, like kind of vaguely. And then I was like, oh, I could people do this. like real people, people I know, people I've met in real life. So like maybe I could do it. And it still took me a few years after meeting her and seeing her channel, but I did eventually do it, and she was one of the big reasons why. So I know she's not gonna see this because she's not doing YouTube anymore, but thank you, Cade. Number 3, Sodapop Curtis. Share a BookTube channel that makes you laugh and brings you joy. Okay. Spinster's Library. Claudia at Spinster's Library. If you have not checked out her channel, first of all, you should. She's another one of the first booktubers I started watching. But her videos on trashy covers of classics are hysterical. Particularly, she made one, I think it's called Why Are Wordsworth Classics So Ugly? I was howling with laughter. Just the way she described some of them was so funny. And like had me on the floor laughing. Basically, my husband was like, what? And I'm just like howling with laughter over ugly book covers and her way of describing them. Definitely check out her channel. She's fantastic. She's also very knowledgeable and reads a lot of classics, but her trashy cover series is top-notch humor. Prompt number 4, Two-Bit Mathews. Recommend some new to you BookTube channels that you enjoy watching. So I actually recommended this person in my my quarter year crisis tag, but I'm gonna mention her again. And this is Steph Morgan. I started watching her relatively recently, and I really enjoy her videos. She reads a lot of gothic, horror, and fantasy. And oh my God, I just watched her recent reading vlog of gothic books, and I got some great recommendations to add to my TBR. She's just great. She talks about her own writing sometimes on the channel. I've really enjoyed watching her videos. I highly recommend you go check her out. She also has a really cute cat named Mr. Kitty, who appears in her most recent vlog. So, as if you needed more incentive, go for Mr. Kitty. But also go for Steph, because she's great. Number 5, Dally Winston. What was something that you initially found tough as a BookTube newbie? Share how you overcame it. Oh my, just making the videos like good quality was so hard. So I originally filmed on my phone. I now have a camera, and my first videos are terrible because they're filmed with the front-facing camera. Because I was like, I need to be able to see to make sure I'm in the frame. So the quality is just garbage, absolute garbage. So after the first 2 videos, I was like, okay, we're not doing that anymore. But even then, it still took me a while, like, to figure out editing and how to edit well. And like having a good background. I did not have these bookshelves when I originally started. I had a bookshelf that I don't think any of you ever saw because it was super tall and it didn't have any books on it because my husband was like, because it tipped, like it was not stable. My husband was like, if we put any books on this, it's gonna come crashing down and kill either you or the cats. So we're not doing that. So it had some of my husband's magic cards, Magic the Gathering, on like the bottom shelves and then nothing on the top shelf. It was just like a waste of space. So I didn't film right here because that's what was here. I filmed over on my couch, which had the cats interrupting me more and just like wasn't a very bookish background, I guess. So when my grandfather-in-law made me the first of these bookshelves, we got rid of the old one that was trash. Actually, it's at my parents' now. I say we got rid of it, it's trash, but no, it's at my parents' house. And then I started filming over here and that made it much better. So it was just stuff like that, figuring out how to get the quality good, how to make it look good, like how to position the camera. Lighting was such an issue. have a ring light now, but did not originally, and like could only film when the light was like at a really specific point. So yeah, it was just, so how did I overcome it? Practice. I just kept trying. I did things differently. I learned editing softwares. I figured out what setup worked best, and it was just, yeah, practice. That's kind of how you have to get better at anything, is to practice. 6, Steve Randall, what is your favorite video on your channel? Ooh, that's a good question. Oh, that's a fun one. I really like my Twilight rant, my rereading Twilight as an adult video. I enjoyed making that one a lot, and I enjoy it quite a bit. It is kind of rambly. I did not have like any points written down, so I just kind of like am going, but I do like that one. Is it my favorite though? I'm like, I don't know. My favorite? That's such a hard question. I like all my videos. I wouldn't do them if I didn't. That's not true. I don't like all my videos. I hate some of the older ones. You know what ones I also really like? This is kind of like a pair of videos that go together, was my, did I read these 30 classics before I turned 30 and 40 classics I want to read before I turn 40. Those ones are really fun to do as well. And I don't know, they're just fun. Figuring out, I guess I like ones either where I'm ranting, because I like ranting. But I also like ones where I'm like, you know, have to make a list of like 40 books. Or like my 50 books to read for the year. I like doing that. I like lists. I like lists a lot, okay? But I think that's also why I like doing TBRs. Yeah, so I don't know. Favorites, I guess, would be the Twilight video, the 30 classics before 30, and the 40 classics before 40 is like top 3. Top 3. Question number 7, Cherry Valance. Share a channel that you enjoy watching outside of BookTube. I will share 2 actually. The first is Kaylin Grace Apple. She is a PhD student in history at Yale. She currently lives in London. I love her channel. I've gotten so many good ideas for making my studying process and my writing process better. And I just really enjoy hearing about her research and how her program is going. And then the other is The Girl with the Dogs, which is a pet grooming channel that me and my husband watch pretty religiously. And it's just so fun. I get to see cute dogs and cats. And also sometimes the cats are like really spicy. And that's, my husband particularly enjoys the cat ones because cats, you know, don't like baths. Question number 8, Johnny Cade. Discuss the effect that BookTube has had on you as a reader. So I think it has introduced me to a lot of books that I would not have otherwise found. So Katie from Books and Things, some of her recommendations for books ended up like in my independent studies and being ones that I wrote papers on. Like Jill by Amy Dilwyn is one that she recommended, and I wrote a paper for that on for my feminist theory class. And then I don't know, just like other recommendations that have been really good, I guess. It introduces me to new books. I think that's the only way it's really affected my reading as of right now. And also I read certain things at certain times, like because of events. So like Feb Regency, I make a point to read Regency books. Victober, I make a point to read Victorian books. Not that I need a point to read Victorian books because I'm a Victorianist, or Mental Health May, where I read books about mental health. So yeah, I guess having me read specific books at specific times is how it's affected me, that and recommendations. Question number 9, Sunsets. Share a piece of advice or wisdom. So I guess this is a piece of advice for new booktubers. Make the kind of content that you want and that you enjoy making. Don't try to conform to what you see everyone else do if that's not your thing. And if you make videos that don't get a lot of views, but you really like making them, still make them. My Fairy Tale Friday videos get very few views, but I do them because I like them and I enjoy making them. And so even if very few people are watching, I'm still gonna do them because I like them. So yeah, do what you like, don't do what you don't like. That's my piece of advice. Question number 10, stay gold, is to tag others. So I guess I will tag, I don't know who's done this and who hasn't, to be honest. I'll tag all of the booktubers who I mention within the video. If they would like to do it, if not, no pressure. Yeah, thank you all for being such a great community. BookTube is just so wonderful. And thank you to the Mild Rumpus for making this tag to kind of highlight the different people in the community that make this community special for us. So, that is all for today. It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.